Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is chemistry session. Here we are discussing about water. It is too little to waste, isn't it? So in this session we are going to say about the conservation of water, different conservation methods for water. Before that, let us see the diseases caused by untreated water. In the earlier session, we have seen how water is treated. Wastewater, how it is treated, we have seen. Now, if it is not treated properly, so what diseases are caused by this untreated water? Let us see here. If wastewater is not treated and allowed to pass as such into our sources, it becomes a cause for large number of diseases. Yes, it causes many diseases to us. If it is disposed directly into our resources without treating properly, it causes many diseases. If all residents release wastewater from kitchen, bathrooms, and toilets outside their houses, it gets stagnated and causes diseases like diarrhea, malaria, typhoid, and cholera. So these all diseases are caused by this stagnated, untreated water. Okay, so we should not leave this water to stagnate in our surroundings. So what are the other ways for disposing the sewage? We dispose wastewater in our daily life in different ways and means. We often you see water stagnated near bore wells or beside our houses. Have you seen ever? Yes, you might have. If you see any bore well around that, certain water will be stagnated. Even around our houses also, we observe often stagnated water. Sometimes human and animal excretions also mix with this water. We get a foul smell when we walk near these areas, isn't it? You might have experienced this. To prevent this, we need a proper drainage system. Yes, to avoid this stagnation of this wastewater, there should be drainage system. Then this water will be flown away and the places will be clean and dry. If there is no drainage system, there is no way to flow this water. All the water will be stagnated in those areas, and all the insects and the germs, these all will be grown in that, and they cause disease to us. So if there is a proper drainage system for them, that water immediately will be flown away, and the dry place will be clean and dry. In some villages and towns, we can see drainage canals on both sides of the streets to maintain flow of wastewater. Have you ever seen this like this? If we go to villages, we can observe. On the both sides of the streets, there will be drainage canals, which are meant for flowing of this wastewater. This wastewater will flow along with these roadside street side canals, and they maintain dry places. No stagnation of water will be, and hence it avoids germination. Types of drainage systems. In different areas, different kinds of drainage systems will be used. Generally, we make some arrangements in our areas to carry wastewater and other materials released by domestic activities. Isn't it? Yes. In some places, people construct a ditch to settle drainage water. Yes, thereby it sinks into the ground and hence groundwater level increases. In some places, they make the wastewater to flow in canals to their fields or to the wasteland around. Yes, in some areas, what they do, people they will construct some ditches where this water will settle and will sink into the soil, and hence groundwater level increases. In some places, instead of that, they make wastewater flow through the canals and reaches their fields. There they can use for agriculture purpose, and some places they use this water to reach these wastelands. Some homes do not have drains running to a common treatment plant. They use then they use septic tanks. What happens? In some homes there will be no drainage system properly. Then they use these septic tanks. These are units of waste disposal used at homes, usually in villages, towns, and in some individual houses in cities also. Say this we say as a septic tank, which is used for collecting waste materials, waste disposal, where there are no proper drainage systems in those areas. They use these septic tanks, isn't it? In generally in villages and small towns, there will be no proper drainage systems. So there, the people they use these big tanks, which are called septic tanks, for the disposal of waste materials. Our state government provides septic tank facility for each home in the villages. Yeah, here to avoid the contamination and stagnation of these waste materials. Our governments are providing facilities to for the construction of these septic tanks in villages and cities. So now let us see how to conserve the water. Till now we have seen the different drainage systems and wastewater disposal. Now let us see how to conserve the water. In earlier classes we told that very small quantity of water is available for us for as fresh water. If the total water present on the earth, if it is considered as 100%, out of that 3% of water is only available for us for our usage. In that free 3% also, around 2% of water is in the glaciers in the form of ice. So now only 1% of water is pure water. So 1% of water is only this fresh water. So how small it is, you can understand. So we have to conserve this water. We should not waste this water for unnecessarily, right? So how to conserve this water? Let us see here. We perform many activities in our daily life using water. Can you say some of those activities which we you do in our daily life with water? From the morning onwards till you go to bed, we use in different ways water, isn't it? For brushing and for drinking and for bathing and for cleaning and washing and for cooking and for this all we use water in many ways in our daily life. We can conserve water by adapting certain good practices. So we have to conserve the water by adapting certain good practices. Here we are going to see some types of water management. Let us see here. So how to manage the water, how to save the water, or how to conserve the water. Let us see. One of the important one is rainwater harvesting or water harvesting, simply to say. So in this, it is a process of collecting rainwater which recharges the groundwater. It is called rainwater harvesting or water harvesting. What do they do? We collect this rainwater. When it rains, that water coming from the sky will be collected through different systems and will be sent to into the sink pits. There, water will enter into the ground so that groundwater level increases. Okay, this is called rainwater harvesting, preserving the rainwater instead of leaving that to flow unnecessarily. So they'll collect the rainwater and they will allow this rainwater to be collected into big tanks, or they'll allow this rainwater to sink in sink pits so that directly it will enter into the ground and hence their groundwater level increases. In that way we can conserve the water. One more method, drip irrigation. We see in agricultural most a large amount of water is used for cultivation, isn't it? So there to reduce the usage or wastage of water in the agriculture, nowadays people they're following this drip irrigation method. In that they use small pipes, long pipes through the crops. So at each plant they keep a small hole to this pipe. So to this pipe water will be pumped and hence at the plants directly few drops of water will be dropped continuously. Drop by drop water will be dropped there. So very few amount of water will be utilized like this instead of flowing the water continuously like a canals. Then what happens? Less amount of water is used, more amount of water is going to be preserved or saved. This method is called drip irrigation. So drip irrigation is the process of watering the crops directly to the roots of the plants using narrow pipes. So this saves a lot amount of water. Next, one more. Boris. It is a traditional way of rainwater storage and recharge. Just like the sink pits. They dig big wells, so they collect rainwater into that, and hence they preserve the rainwater, and they use this rainwater for their purposes. This is one of the methods for conservation of rainwater. So in this way, we can conserve the water instead of wasting the water. We can conserve the water. We have to use it wisely. Should not waste the water. So let us see here some more steps which one can take to conserve the water. Some more important steps here that mentioned. See, one of them is immediately repair any leaking tap in the household. We observe often some places there will be taps which are leaking continuously. So large amount of water will be wasted there. If it is repaired immediately, so much of water is going to be saved. So immediately we have to repair the leaking taps in our household. In that way also we can preserve the water. Don't let the tap remain open while brushing your teeth. So this also we observe often in our surroundings. Some people they will clean their brush and they'll start brushing. Then they'll keep this tap open. Water will be flowing continuously till they complete brushing. Isn't it? So that should not be done. So while brushing your teeth, please keep the tap closed. Don't keep that open flow of water so that we can conserve some water. And one more thing, water left after washing or bathing can be used for mopping and for watering the plants. So instead of pouring that water unnecessarily into the drainage, we can use that water after washing or bathing. That water you can use for mopping or for watering plants, you can utilize that. And one more, avoid using a shower and use a bucket full of water instead. So if you shower, more amount of water will be flown and it will be wasted much. So instead of shower, if you use a bucket full of water with mug, there you use the water whichever is necessary and the water will be conserved there. Isn't it? So this all we can say as important steps which we can follow easily at our home to conserve the water. Let us try these all. Forms of water. So now we are going to see different forms of water. In how many forms water does exist for us? We know in three forms it is available. In three physical states it is available to us. What are the three physical states? Solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. This is one of the important property of water. Even at normal temperature, water can be exist in three different states: solid, liquid, and gas. First among them, as a solid, it exists as ice caps at the poles, snow-covered mountains, and glaciers. See, these all are called glaciers. In polar regions of the earth, completely water is in the solid form because there the temperature will be very low. At the temperature, water will be freezed. So these all glaciers and snow-covered mountains, these all contain water in solid form. Even in Himalayas also we say water will be in the form of ice covered on the mountains. Even in the liquid state also. As liquid, it is in the form of water oceans, lakes, rivers, underground water and ponds. These all contain water in the liquid state. Large quantity of water is available in the liquid state in the oceans. Next, gaseous state. Its gaseous form is the water vapor in the air around us. So if you heat water, we see water converting into water vapor form. Without heating also, there exists some quantity of water in the water vapor form in the atmospheric air. This already might have studied in the lower classes. How to prove the presence of water vapor in the air. Did you? Yes, you might have. So what is that experiment? If we take small quantity of chilled water in a glass, or chilled water ice cubes into a glass, if you keep that glass on the table and if you leave for a few minutes, then we can observe some droplets of water on the surface of the outer surface of the glass. So these droplets are from the water vapor present in the air. When this water vapor touches the outer surface of glass, it converts into liquid drops. That is called condensation, we know. So in this way, we can prove that water vapor is present in the atmospheric air. Without heating also, water converts into gaseous form. That gaseous form of water is called water vapor. In this way, water is available in three states on the Earth's surface. Okay, solid state, liquid state, as well as in the gaseous state. We can say almost it is the only compound which exists in the three states on the Earth's surface at the same time. At the glaciers, it is exist solids. In the rivers, oceans, and these all it exists in the liquid form, and it also exists in the gaseous form as water vapor. Isn't it? It's an interesting thing about water. Next, various sources of water. Water is available on the Earth's surface in the form of oceans, rivers, lakes, etc. Isn't it? We know that about 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. That's why if the planet Earth, if it is seen from the space, it seems blue color because of the presence of water on this completely. Around 70% of the surface is covered by water. This blue color is because of water presence. Okay, a large quantity of water is available on that surface. Out of them, the sources of water we are discussing here. One of them is groundwater. The rainwater gets collected deep inside the layers of the earth as groundwater. What happens when it rains? Rainwater slowly sinks into the earth. It gets collected deep inside the layers of the earth and on the rocky layers. It forms that is called water table. The water present under the layers of the earth on the rocky layers is called water table, and it is also called groundwater. Traditionally, wells were used for utilizing the groundwater. What they have done in the earlier days, they dig holes into the earth and they collect water from the earth's surface by keeping wells on that, isn't it? So in this way, these are called wells. Nowadays, what is happening? Ground Nowadays, groundwater is pumped with the help of pumps, hand pumps, or power-operated tube wells. So this water is collected in this way from the groundwater. What is groundwater? The water present under the layers of the earth is called groundwater. Okay, how it is formed there? When it rains, rainwater slowly sinks into the earth surface and it is collected deep inside the layers of the earth. It is called groundwater. This groundwater we are taking and we are using by digging wells or bore wells or by using power operated tube wells. This is about groundwater. One more, rainwater. It is also one of the important source of water. Rainfall is a primary source of water actually. It replenishes the surface water and groundwater. So it will be continuously replenishing the surface water and groundwater because we get every time rain seasonally. So this rainwater replenishes the surface water like lakes, rivers, and these all will be filled with the rainwater, and even the groundwater also. Because when it rains, some water will be sink into the soil and it replenishes the groundwater. Okay. So we are getting seasonally these rains. About the rain and water cycle, we are going to learn in the next session. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel Aims Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates on recorded videos.